Welcome to Tales of Tendra, starring Christopher James Ouellette as Tobias Silas, Quinton Foote as Osirion, Kirsten Gray as Raina, Alex Madarasz as Roman, Leon Heiman as Callio, Maddy Stalnik as Ella, and myself, Deven Hayes-Richards, as your story gremlin. With sounds from Epidemic Sounds and Tabletop Audio.
Are we recording?
Now recording.
Oh.
I'm already too scared.
Yeah, sorry guys, I can't do this. I gotta go.
Nope.
Yeah,
Too
I
much.
quit.
All right. So, first of all, welcome to a Tales of Tendra one-shot. This is a pre-campaign story build for our characters and their connections to each other. In Tendra, which is our spherical world, not cubical, just spherical. We're on the continent of Shekfe, in the lower southern forest, just across the river from Carthage, on the west side of that river. Yeah, exactly, down in this area. We are going to tell a story about where these kids began. It'll be fun to cut out later. The story begins with a elderly man and his school, a camp for children of less well-off villages and cities that send off their younger populace to be trained in ways to defend their homes. So, that being said, Osiris, if you would like to describe yourself for the class.
What? I'll go first.
Haha.
Bloody hell. Alright. I am Osirion Beladrith the Blue. I am a human upon first appearance, old and withered with age, and some might say wise experience, although that is yet to be determined. Tall in the classic wizard's robes, pointed hat, bedecked in shades of blue and gray and silver, and carries a wooden withered staff. And that is pretty much what he looks like, and of course he's got a big bushy white beard.
All right. So, Osirion, you and your usual little helper, who you often find yourself stuck with because he follows you around 99% of the time, asking
Everyone needs one of those
questions
guys.
constantly. So for you guys, let's see what this should be. Now, so this is what Osirion looks like for those of you in the game. A image of him will be released later on for those listening. You are followed closely by a young man that goes by the name of Niall. He has been at your school for about 6 years, probably. Oof. You know that he's there because he has nowhere else to go home to, and this is his home now. You kind of took him in against some of your employees, like advice, because you wanted to help him out. And he's been a wonderful addition to your school, and kind of acts like a
Like a hall monitor?
Yeah, like a hall monitor.
All right.
He's a little less. There's very few people he does narc on, but when he does, you're like, oh, that guy actually messed up.
Yeah, I can
Deserves
count
more
on
trouble.
old Niall. All right.
Yeah, he's not a tattletale, but he will get it some.
Tattletaling.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So we. Oh, that's loud as fuck. Sorry. We will follow that up with Alex, or as he may like to be called. Would you please tell us about yourself? Who may be accompanying you on your journey to the camp, and give us a little description.
My name is Roman, and I am a young lad going to learn how to survive in a harsh world with my best bud, Callio. We're just two buddies going to learn some skills. We look like youths of great contrast. Like that meme with the bright pink house and the goth house. I'm in dark clothes with my jet black hair, which doesn't have the white thing in it yet. He is bright and colorful and happy and sings songs. I do not sing songs because my tune sucks. But I try, and then I stop.
Okay.
But I do card tricks for the other kids on the ride there.
Yeah, you guys are arriving in the equivalent of the public transit wagon. Like, you have seen this come by for other kids before. So you knew where you were going. It wasn't like you weren't like kidnapped or anything.
Ye old school bus.
Yeah, we didn't pay the fare though, for sure.
Yeah,
We took someone else's fare.
Yeah.
it's usually their parents, so like it's not too shocking you didn't pay for anything. So you two get out of the public transit bus, as we'll call it, with not as many kids as you would expect, about 4 or 5 others, and you walk up to what is essentially a giant wooden palisade with a sign over top that says Camp Ogate. Inside, you see, as shown, you see Niall and Osirion, is directing Niall as to where to send certain individuals. Like, this is very much like broken up into active groups of like these kids are going to be stuck together, these kids are going to be stuck together. Kind of like your like if you have ever been to a summer camp, like this is your camp house, like this is your cabin. Oh, you only see black. Love that for me. Oh no, momento, por favor.
Ah!
Ah.
Magnificent.
Magnificent.
All right. So, you guys kind of get off the bus. You see them. You're directed to stand in like this area over here to the southeast of the map by a little bit of trees and a stump. There's a bit of a remnants of like a stone pillar. And you see another horse coming down the road where you see Tobias, if you would like to describe yourself.
Right. Pleasure in seeing all of you again. In front of you is sort of a scrawny-looking, red-headed kid, definitely in clothes that were not meant for him. handed down once, twice, several times over with patchwork. On the front is his father with sort of mousy brown hair, very quietly and sternly gestures for him to get off the horse. For those of you in the distance, it is not necessarily a loving farewell, but it's not like a reprimand or anything, more just stay out of trouble. And he's very going to timidly look around, and if he sees people looking to give a wave.
As you look around, the small, blonde human Niall comes over to you, and he goes, all right, over here, you're with them. And he'll drag you over to Roman and Callio. You can have the floor for a sec if you'd like to talk to them or something. Are you shy? I don't know.
I think he would just sort of give a very polite nod, not really meeting eye contact, and just give kind of a smile and a nod. Hello.
All right.
Hi.
Finally, our
Hi.
final wagon
Hi.
thing, trawling down the road, contains a character that we have not met yet. Raina, would you like to describe yourself and whom or whom you do not arrive with?
Oh, wow. All of a sudden, I'm nervous. Raina is a young lass who, dark brown hair and golden complexion. She is not with anyone currently. She was sent off from her family, her clan, whatever you want to call it, to the school to, as every other kid here, to learn skills to protect and help and all that stuff. She is probably tall for her age, but just kind of sits quietly and looks around, has like a bright and eager face, but is not really conversing with anyone quite yet.
Yeah. Much like Tobias, Niall comes over to you and grabs. Well, he offers you a hand to like lead you. He goes, "My name's Niall. You guys are kind of my responsibility now, in a way."
You're a bit young to be in charge of us.
You're not wrong. I say this pretty much every time.
Well, I mean,
But
you have more experience
you're not my
than I do.
first group, if that helps.
It does help. You're not my first. This is my first time here, obviously, and you have more experience than anything. So,
Love connection already.
it's to answer your question. It's an attempt of a Mediterranean-ish accent. I don't know, man.
I'm so proud.
Okay.
I'm loving it.
So Niall leads you over to the rest of your group, and like you see the other groups get dismissed, and Niall kind of like gestures for us Syrian to be like, okay, these are new people. Come here. And waves him over.
You're waving Osirion over, sorry?
Yeah.
Okay. This old, he's not like shambling over, you know, is comfortably walking over, and he's using his large staff as a bit of a support stick. And he goes, oh yes, my next batch of students, promising young students, that is, of course. Are you all feeling well upon your arrival?
I'm a little hungry, but it's...
Yeah, I was gonna say actually, I'm a bit peckish.
Food. Well, yes, I mean, check your pockets, kids. Of course, there is a arrival package. And if you put your hands in your pockets, there's just like some candy in there.
Oh.
Wow, piece of candy.
Wow.
But of course, a full meal will be served shortly.
In our pockets?
No, young lad. I see we have the funny one here. That is perfect. No, I will take you to the mess hall and show you around, I'm sure. If not, our friend Niall will do all of that.
Niall like nods. Yeah, I could show them to their cabin first, and then where we'll be staying, and then I could take them to the mess hall.
Truly, as you wish, Niall. He's more in charge here than he likes to admit.
But is this not your camp? Your school?
It is, in fact, yes, Raina, it is. But of course, I am a busy wizard, and as much as I like to train all of the students, we have quite a large faculty here that you'll be meeting other teachers and helpers.
Right. Okay.
Actually, when he mentions this is when you hear kind of, I would say, a middle-aged female voice shouting in combat instructions, like shields up, remember you gotta cover from point A to point B. If this part of you isn't covered, you can be murdered in a second. It's very matter of fact. There is no gentleness to her, the way she's speaking to these kids. When you follow the voice to where the source is, you see what looks like a woman, but the way she's standing doesn't necessarily make sense. It's almost as if her knees are far and lower legs are farther away from who she is standing in front of than the top half of her. And as you watch her,
Please, kids, don't judge.
I'm picturing the Michael Jackson lead
Yeah.
for this kid.
no, kind of like how a satyr would stand, their legs.
Like
are
digigrade a little bit?
Okay.
Oh,
There
that
you
helps.
go.
Like backwards knees.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a
She's got
flamingo
backwards
kind of deal.
regularly.
Okay.
And other than it's very hard to notice. The only reason why is because there's once you got here, there's a bit of a tingle in once you pass through the entryway, and you get kind of a sense that magical things here get a little bit messed with. And then Niall is like, all right, come with me. And he guides you guys over to this the northwesternmost small building, which would be your cabin. And there's enough beds for each of you. There's a trunk for each of you, and there's also a bed and trunk for him that you see has almost overflowing, as if this kid is here all the time. There's extra clothes. There's all kinds of stuff in here that to you is why would he travel with all that stuff? And he's like, all right, hurry up. We have to go to the mess hall, and then we have an acrobatics thing, and then we have our usual late night walk through the woods. It's pretty mandatory.
Wow, a late night walk through the woods. That sounds so safe for a bunch of children.
Mandatory, mind you.
We have to get our steps in.
Wait,
Yep,
are
that
you
math
gonna
tracks.
count for each of us? There's a lot of us. That's gonna be a lot of.
No, I'm counting for myself, and you're gonna walk the same amount as me.
Do we
Yeah.
count out loud?
Your leg length will be your own problem, and whatever I have is ballpark what you'll do. It's more the distance that matters.
Fair enough. All right.
And what exactly are we doing in the forest at night?
Right, that was my question too.
Well,
Walking.
most of
Walking.
the dangers
I
are probably
see.
going to be occurred in the dark or at night. So, getting accustomed to walking through the woods where things may be rooty or fallen trees is kind of essential.
Right, okay.
You don't get good at walking around in the dark trying not to get caught if you've never done it before.
Fair, I suppose.
Wouldn't you? All right. Okay.
Look,
It would make more
I
sense.
don't make the rules.
Okay.
I'm
I mean,
like
clearly.
a year and a half older than you, maybe.
Yeah.
Wild. And as he's like being like, no, we're doing this. This is the rules. He's like, okay, well now we gotta go to the mess hall, so you know where that is. And he'll drag you even further north to the large building that has kind of more like a upside down long ship feeling. Like the roof looks kind of like a hull. There is the entryway is divided, like there's two doors on the front, and the entryway is divided by a mast ornament, a mast ornament that is flipped right side up for you. But if it was a boat still, then it would be upside down, and it depicts like a woman with a snake lower half kind of coiled around column. Inside the hall, there is Osirion. Apologies. There is another similarly looking elven man. Looks like this elven man met Osirion and went, I like that guy's style.
Many
the
do.
only difference between the two of them is that one's an elf and can't grow a beard.
What?
Does he still do this though?
His cloak, rather than being that like bluey tint, is like sky blue tinted, like just a slight light color.
There are many wizards, but this one is mine.
Yeah, he's definitely like, he gives off this like I look up to that man vibe. And there's like a similar to like the main eating hall area of like of Hogwarts. There's like the teachers at the front. You see the lady that you heard yelling. There's that elven man, and then there's one other guy who doesn't look like he belongs here at all. He's wearing mostly black leathers. He has two swords crossed on his back, and he is this large scar coming like all from what you can see, like right from the collar up his neck and face, and ends somewhere in his hairline.
That's the defense against the dark arts teacher.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's the woodshop teacher.
He's got his eye on that scarred side is gray with cataracts, and but his good eye, we'll say, is a bright purple, almost like fluorescent. Gives off a bit of a light, and he's like robust. Like the other lady must be teaching people how to be like defensive and agile, and this guy's like, oh, you guys aren't good at that. This is how you knock someone the fuck out.
Nice.
You can't
I
defend
like this.
yourself agility wise. This is how you break somebody instead. And almost everything in front of him is like oversized. And when he like puts his arms up on the table, you see that he has like rather large hands. He's sitting, so you can't tell really how tall he is, but judging by like the length of his arms and his torso, you think this guy is like huge. Easily 7 feet tall, you think.
That's too many feet.
And then in the rest, it has smaller tables, kind of picnic table style. And the cabins, there is 3 other cabins from yourself. That is not intentional for the Hogwarts analogy. That I just realized.
Do we get sorted into our table?
No, there is
Buy a
no
wizard's
assortment of
hat?
tables.
Buy a game of
There's
Pointo.
clearly like the kids that know each other sat at a certain place. The other new kids that came with you and Roman and Callio sat together, and then there's an empty table and another empty table as another cabin has not arrived. And Niall kind of like gestures you all to go to the same table with him, and he's like, "It's much easier if you just become friends with the people you see all the time. Otherwise, people will not remember you."
That
It's
sounds
And
familiar.
Osirion, sorry, you have
Osirion.
pretty good like perception,
Yeah.
and you're just like, "Oh, this fucking guy."
Yeah, honestly, it's, yeah. Like all schools, this one is also built on clicks. So, dig in, kids.
What clique are we supposed to be?
We're the new
Yeah.
kids. Well, you're the new kids.
Where do we fit into the circle?
You don't.
Oh,
So this kind of like you get your meal. The teachers discuss with Osirion, like they'll be like, so which class do you want us to start with? Like, which cabin of these do you want us to have? Do you want me to take gestures to the group that just arrives, like after you guys? They're pretty brawny. There's like 1 or 2 stealthy looking guys, but the mass majority are like some giant teenage women that could mangle most of you.
Nice.
Like they're like clearly high school wrestlers.
and we're like the middle school band.
Yeah, and the like more agile lady, the one who was like yelling at people, and she kind of stands a little weird to you, is like, I'll take that group. They seem more my speed. Well, maybe not so much her, but I'm sure we can make it work. And she thinks she's talking a lot quieter than she is.
I mean, I am a. Okay, whatever you say. I will follow you.
Also, here you go. That's Tobias. This is the resident pretty boy.
So pretty.
And
Resident pretty
this
boy,
is
but the
Ryan.
like 7-foot tall monster. There you go.
I will add yours at our break.
Yeah, no worries.
So you get fed. The lady is clear. She kind of waits for Osirion to be like, "Yep, that one." She's like patiently waits for him to confirm her thought process. Do you want to observe this one, or are you gonna observe the other group?
Sorry, are you talking to me?
No, she's talking to to us.
Oh, okay. She didn't accept that one, so Raina's now like, what?
Osirion's like, I will observe the newbies, as it were.
All right. And she'll stand at the front of the table and projects the new class, and she gestures to you guys. You will follow me once you are done eating. You have 10 more minutes. And then she goes and stands at the door and just like stares at you.
I'll scarf down the rest of my food and make my way right over there in like 3 minutes flat. And I will wait with her.
When you get there, she says, "Early." I like that. This will definitely not come to be a bad thing for you.
Nah, it should be fine.
Why you gotta say
Hey,
like
Roman,
that?
hurry up.
I eat faster and then walk over there. I walk over there while eating. Mustn't get left behind.
Roll a dexterity check and see if you drop any food.
A first roll.
21.
Oh.
It's just my dexterity modifier, right?
So you
Jeez.
don't. You're like very dexterously scarfing that down. Yeah, you don't make a mess, and you guys, all the three of you, turn and uncomfortably wait for the rest of your group.
I make direct eye contact with one person.
The stragglers kind of look up from their plates as they're eating, and Osirion is just standing there.
Like, hello.
It's this.
They told us 10 minutes, right?
They did, but now I'm starting to think it is not right.
Well, why
Should-
did they tell us a time if they wouldn't?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm Raina, by the way. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Tobias, it's nice to meet you too.
Do you want to just skip this and go?
I would very much like to bring the food.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Osirion looks at you guys because he's just standing next to you while you're having this conversation. He's like, "No, please finish your meal." And he's just looking so like, "You gonna finish it?"
There's a lot of pressure to just finish a meal right now. It's crazy. Yeah, right. Scarf, and just like maybe finish half her plate. And normally she'll be like fully accepting to just finish her whole plate, but it's like, you know what? No, I don't like this pressure of being watched while I'm eating.
My floppy hat gives a nod of approval.
Did your hat just move?
Yes.
Does it?
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to as me and Raina, you said yes.
Yes. Yes.
As we're going to get up, is there any way I could bump into Osiris on the way past, being a clumsy 10-year-old and all?
You can certainly try.
100%. Anything in his pockets that's fun?
Yes.
I'm gonna try. I mean, I'm a 10-year-old. Leave me alone.
Food! He's got food
Roll
in
me a
there.
Dex check.
Yeah, this is not gonna go well. I'll see you all when he blasts me with fireball.
I would say a live grenade
No,
in his pocket.
That's a 10.
A
That's a
10.
10.
You feel a tiny hand try to squirm its way into your pocket.
I like straight up like Severus Snape, just smack him on the back of the head.
Yep, tuck and roll. This ain't anything new. So
Kid, you're gonna go a lot farther if you don't try to pick your teacher's pockets.
I was definitely just trying to get past you, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay. And I'll just usher him towards the front door.
I've already started walking. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a
Raina-
scamper. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck. Under my breath.
I give him a thumbs up.
Just head down. Just
You're doing great.
yeah.
You good job, buddy. That wasn't awful for anyone.
No, don't worry about it. This is how we die.
Okay, so you guys, the lady kind of just stares at you for a second and goes, that was a quick 10 minutes. Well done. And she just turns on her heel, almost like her feet aren't touching the ground, just like hover turns, essentially. And then she will...
Does she make noise when she walks?
Roll a... I'm not going to make you roll a perception check, but... Are you trying to be quiet to hear?
I guess.
So if you like slow yourself down and listen intently, there's like it could be the sound of her heels hitting the stones, or it could be who's hitting the stones. It's so close. It's like nearly indecipherable.
What's your favorite kind of food?
She looks at you, and she says, "Children that arrive early."
Sick.
So, if they arrive early, then we should be arriving late if we're to not to be your favorite food.
I was joking.
Oh.
I prefer shellfish.
Are we? Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, we're kind of close to it.
We're close to a river, I suppose, right?
That's risky, but okay.
I don't know. If you... so, you get walked over to this area. Oh, I don't... Now I know why you can't see Quinn. I don't have a character for you. I was like, why can't Quinn see?
None of us can see.
I was going to say, it's real dark outside. It's nighttime.
It's pitch black.
Yeah.
Night time came so fast.
It's just a new moon.
Uno momento, por favor. So that there he is. Oh, wait a second. I guess I could.
I suppose that's the downsides of being human. This is gonna suck. He's right over there. What?
What?
Where? How can you see this?
I cannot see. Help.
It's alright, I got you covered in about 15 years.
See, now you should be able to see. I put all your character sheets on.
I can see now.
I cannot see. The morning's a bat.
Nope. Oh, yeah. Oops.
Devastating.
Tragic. Gone so
Yeah.
soon from this world.
If you refresh, you should be able to see Leon. If it doesn't work, I'll just fluff with some more stuff.
Paint you a word picture.
I'm gonna need that word picture.
Alright, cool. Dynamic lighting is not helpful today.
Oh, never mind, there it is. That took very
That's
long.
because I turned
time,
dynamic
but-
lighting off.
Hell yeah.
So, you guys arrive here. Yeah, that's you. I don't know why your token didn't change to what I made it, but did you stop moving?
off.
I'm
Who
trying
am
to-
I?
Can you stop moving?
Osirion is having an old person moment.
Sundowning.
You should be able to see. I turned it so everyone
I can see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is I don't have a token for the aforementioned lady.
She's just so dexterous that we can't see her.
Yeah.
Mostly because I don't often play female characters, and then I forgot to make a token for a female character. It happens for the best of us, okay?
It does.
This'll work for now. That's an orc, but you get the picture. We'll just change that she looks kind of like an orc with weird legs. So you see this large, long, through the river pathway. The waves in the river bust up over the sides of the pathway, and I mean, Maddy, you're not here yet, but I wanted you to be able to see, and then it didn't work, so I'm gonna just get rid of that. And she has you all line up here. This first person she picks, she says, "The redheaded one. Your name is Tobias, correct?"
Yes.
If-
Ma'am?
It doesn't
Sorry.
matter. You start here. And she points over to the south of the long stretch.
Is this the walking that Niall told us about? We're just walking in circles?
This is a test of your balance. You will be walking straight and then turning right to cross the damp part of the bridge of the river and ending on the other side of it.
Okay. I think I can walk a bridge.
Well, we'll find out. There's like waves slapping up over the bridge.
Okay.
Osirion will come up to you, Tobias. And he'll yes.
Sorry.
This is what happens when you try to pick my pockets.
Oh,
And then he goes, "I'm just kidding, kid. You'll be fine. Just go for a walk. Believe in yourself."
After he says that to you, the woman goes to where she wants you to start and demonstrates. So she quite quickly sprints forward and dexterously makes her way across the water without slipping even slightly, gets to the end and takes a bow. Like, not that hard.
Okay. I'll just very tip. This is how we're gonna do it, guys. And I'll take
you got it,
position.
Tobias.
And,
You can do it.
He's just gonna try and go fast.
All right.
As fast. He doesn't want to be over that water.
Make me 3 dexterity checks in that case.
Oh, 3.
It was going to be 2, but if you're going full sprint,
Of course I'm going full sprint. I'm 10 and I'm terrified. First one is a natural 1 for 4.
Oh, good.
So let's start with that.
Before you
Let's start
even
with
get going,
Tobias drowns.
the first thing that happens is you there's like a little lip in the first board,
Oh,
and you kick it and you fall face first.
fully. I haven't even gotten to the bridge. I don't know if you've ever seen a ginger
Right
blush,
before
but now
the
you do.
Y. Right before the Y, you just trip and fall between the 2 branches.
Phenomenal.
She goes, just pull yourself back up from there and continue going. Hopefully.
It's dark. This is great. Tobias is gonna brush himself off. He is 10. He just fell in front of people that are supposed to be his friends for the summer. He's probably fighting back tears. This isn't good. So he's gonna take his time, mentally plot the next run, and hopefully not drown. Would you like me to roll again, or?
Yeah, roll another one.
Sure. That one? Okay, 17
go.
this time. There we go. I also realized I'm
Okay.
rolling with advantage. Let me take
2
that.
more.
2 more? Okay. Okay, getting a little bit of steam on that. That's always good. Let me just. Sorry, I was just. Oh, it's not long. Oh, there we go. Okay. Clicking again. That's a 15 this
Hey.
time. And
You get halfway.
15 for the
You
last.
make it the whole way. You just had to get that first jitter out, and she even she gives you a small round of applause. She's like, "Well done, well done."
Thank you.
Woo!
Didn't
You
think you
got
would
it.
self-defend.
did it.
There's he's calling back because there's distance now. It literally just there's a thing you can trip on. I'm sorry, I found it.
But you found it, so we don't have to. That's great.
And then she has Roman go. So she has you line up in this order.
Oh boy.
So Roman, are you trying, much like your your new acquaintance Tobias, full sprint, or are you gonna be a little more?
Heck yeah.
All right, 3 dexterity rolls, please. Ooh,
Oh yeah. Good start.
you don't quite fall, but you definitely go to slip over the edge and cut yourself.
Do I just bounce along?
Yeah, you like kind of trip, but you roll instead of falling off the edge. So you go a little farther instead of falling over. All right. Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
The trip is not good. Oh,
It's getting marginally
Ooh.
better. The momentum is helping. I'm doing the Jack Sparrow.
Honestly, you rolled so bad. I need you to roll another one.
Oh no.
There you go.
Really hoping.
Several falls, several little trips. You get to the edge, and she looks at you she does not look impressed.
I am Grace.
You're something. All right, next.
That's me,
All right, now,
right?
are you going to be careful, or are you also going full sprint?
I think Raina will be. She will be careful, seeing that there's people not
Okay,
doing
so you
so
only
hot.
need 2.
Okay. But-
Osirion gives you a very faint nod. Good choice.
So I roll. Let's do this.
Ooh.
Things aren't.
You make it to the Y, no problem.
Oh,
You
perfect.
can also get stretched out, apparently. My bad.
Wee! I grow.
Yeah.
You're going too fast.
Right.
Warp speed. Second
Now for
roll.
Oh, you make it halfway through the bridge and you fall in.
Oh no.
However, once you hit the water, you realize it is only knee deep, and the slapping waves are an illusion spell. And she goes, "Disappointing. Climb back up, please."
If it's an illusion, I think Raina's just gonna keep walking along the riverbed.
Oh.
She's
She
gonna
watches you walk, and you can just see her shaking her head at you.
Raina has
as
a
you walk.
big shit-eating grin on her face for a 12-year-old or whatever. However, right? Is kind of the range was 10 to 12, 13? Yeah.
10 to 12.
Yeah, she's 12. We'll say that then.
Osirion. I'm never going to say that right clearly.
Apparently not.
This is my Matthias.
Yeah.
You take notes. You're like, clearly I need to make this a little more convincing.
I'm like, I need to start taking these kids younger.
They're getting smarter. Shit.
Yeah.
She gestures at Callio. Like, let's go.
After-
I'm less having fun now.
So, I don't know how deep the river is from where I'm standing. Would I have seen her fall in and then walk on the riverbed?
Yes.
I think he'd probably just walk to the end, to where the river starts, hop in the water, and walk from there. So that only his legs get wet and not the rest of him.
So, because you're being I'm not even going to make you roll for that.
They give you 2 thumbs
The
up again.
rolls are to avoid the water. So if you're just going in, you make it across, and she looks at you, and you notice she has like a pen and paper, and she scribbles something.
Fire this child.
And then it's kind of like she's just kind of like, right, well, go deal with. You can go take lessons from Osirion now. Osirion. And you, Mr. Blue,
Aussie.
Yeah, just start calling me
And,
Mr. Blue, honestly.
can you take the kids back to the mess hall, I forgot to change my own thing. There we go. And you can run them through like we'll get you to like show them a couple cantrips and whatever you feel like your character's most used cantrip is. I'll get you to roll to do it and like describe it for us, and then roll a performance check, and then they'll get to roll like an intelligence check to see if they're picking up on what you're doing.
Okay. I probably should have picked my spells already. I'm going to say
I could have warned you.
For one, I'll say, okay, kids, how was that? I see some of you took the task a little more seriously than others.
Now, I'm
Hard
not
look
gonna...
at Callio.
Okay, first of all, the lesson I learned was let other people go ahead of you, because it might get easier then.
Okay. Surprisingly, that is most wizards' tactics. So, yes, you're not entirely wrong. Raina, for example, great job. Did the task, failed, found a way around it, walked through.
I mean, the river wasn't real, so...
Precisely.
Why?
Check your surroundings twice. Make sure. And as I'm doing this, I'll like float over a drink using Mage Hand to Raina. And you want me to make a performance check?
Yeah, just to see how like clearly you're showing like the movements of how the spell kind of comes to you.
As a 12 plus 1. 13.
Oof. All right, so you guys will have you guys can all make an intelligence check.
I'm good at those guys. I say with trepidation.
Oh,
I'm not that shit. Okay.
okay, so
There we go.
everyone except for Callio.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention. I see the drink float over, and I'm like, I want like some juice or something.
A mountain raindrop.
A mountain raindrop, exactly.
You don't learn the spell, obviously, but you kind of pick up on how the spell operates in a response to the way he moves and what he says, like this, for like the somatic, the verbal components of it. You kind of pick up on that spells can be used if you do this certain thing, like with your hands and your words, you can make a spell happen, blah blah, that type of vibe. More like you're learning to learn, less so you learn this. Go ahead.
Callio, are you thirsty? I see you eyeing up Raina's drink.
You can have my drink.
I mean, I wouldn't say no if you're offering.
All right, I will float a cup over to you, much as I did with Raina.
I'm not paying attention to the floating, just the drink.
Fair enough. When you go to grab it, it is a minor illusion.
That is unreasonable.
Now that is just rude.
So this kind of goes on for a couple hours. You guys have like, the
Couple hours of mage hand?
not him bullying you, and showing you spells, like
Just
showing
taunting me with
the
a drink that I
simplicity
can't.
Yeah, no kidding.
that some spells have. And this will kind of function in the later episodes, in the continuation, as like a justification for how those of you with spells have kind of were able to pick up on them by watching other people, because we don't really have a training system in D&D. And as such, you might have the power, but do you necessarily know how to use it? This is you learning how to use power in the game.
That's fair.
And yeah, so you guys have the opportunity to like discuss amongst each other while this is happening. Like, if you want, you can also bully Callio, or you can people.
Hey, Mr. Wizard.
Yes.
Professor. I don't know what you want to be called. Can you make things explode
Oh my!
with your fingers?
It is a favorite pastime of mine. Is it something you're interested in?
Heck yeah.
All right. I will.
I don't know if you saw me running, but I ain't that good at running.
Right, of course. You might fancy a book or two. I could see. And I'll like snuff out all the candles in the room, and then with each of my fingertips, I'll shoot out like a ray of fire to relight them.
I clap.
And then maybe I'll like conjure a book of like minor what is like the damage types of spells? It's not like conjuration or
evocation.
it's like
Evocation.
Evocation, yeah. Conjure a book of evocation for you.
I peruse it with my minimal intelligence.
Yeah, you guys. Things like that go on. This is pretty much like you had your two. It was a decent walk to where you did the acrobatics-esque training, and a relatively long walk back. And by the time the blue is done,
Yep.
with his a bit of a magic lesson and like kind of conjuring up books that you may have like of spell varieties that you like explained interest to, like Alex going to, oh well, can you blow stuff up? So we gave him an evocation book. Do the rest of you have any sort of interest in stuff like that? Like,
I'd probably like wander off into like a corner of the room and like find something I can make noise with and like tap away. Like a little ADHD band kid, you know?
Yep.
Just two sticks.
Roll a charisma check.
Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's not as great as you were hoping.
Oh, it's music night.
Like, it's good enough that it's entertaining for you, but you definitely immediately go, oh, I'm pissing people off with this.
And I continue.
Yep.
I would like to join you. I'm gonna make a chair into an instrument. Do a what?
Osirion, like,
Charisma.
in his like hundreds of years of being around. Yikes.
It's really bad. You go to like
It's
bang
a
the
chair.
beat like it's a drum, and the chair like doesn't make any noise.
Oh jeez.
Clearly,
You
like,
grabbed the only padded
silence has
chair
been
in this room.
cast on it. Like someone who helped build this place went, I fucking hate that sound. None of these chairs are making noise.
Try to like squeak the chair back and forth.
It does. Yeah, you try to do that, nothing. Like someone deliberately thought of kids like you and went, fuck those kids.
That's fair.
Tobias, Raina, is there anything you'd like to do before we move along?
I think Raina would have been like entertained with the magic for a little bit, and then I think also starts to lose a little bit of interest as a 12-year-old, and tries to find that big giant 7-foot-tall guy, if she's allowed to leave the building, I suppose, because he was the one who looked like he could break shit.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Tales of Tendra. See you next time.